Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Okay, royalty, grab something, grab something, grab something. To nibble, to drink, to sip, to eat, to snack on. If it's your lunch break, yeah, enjoy. I hope you enjoy. And I hope this will help you have some interesting conversations at the second half of your workday. Oh, but be careful because, as you have heard, it's like people want to say it's free speech, but they're firing people on one side of the aisle, while before it's like the the free speech was hate speech. The free speech was harassing speech. The free speech was you should eliminate yourself from the earth speech. The free speech was like just trash. But it's like the left wasn't allowed to say it like, hmm, once the orange guy got back into office, all the people who got kicked off because of their hate speech were allowed back on. But now people are voicing their genuine opinions and things like that, not even saying anything violent, or it's like even if like maybe dark jokes or telling the truth with resources or quoting. People are losing their jobs for quoting what happened or what was said or the situation. People are getting in trouble for quoting the person that passed away because they want to say, you took it out of context. And it's like, no, 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 listen again, press play again. No, we did not take it out of context. No, when we hear bigotry, we know it. We know what bigotry sounds like. Especially, can I get a amen from my black folks? Can I get an amen from all my black people? We know bigotry. Well, okay, except there's a few who are kind of like Candace Owens and everything like that, where they only see bigotry when it personally affects them, which I'm going to get to another video on that, because when it comes to MAGA Republicans, only when it affects them do they care. Only when it hurts them, only when it's going to interfere with their lives doesn't matter. And that kind of even goes with all of the bang bangs and the situations of eliminations lately. Because whenever it's a Democrat or a child, as long as it's not their child, they don't care. But it's like now that you know who was, that situation, yeah, it's like all of a sudden we are supposed to like, and it's like, yeah, that should have not happened to anybody. But then as soon as it happened, it's like Nancy Mace was like, oh, yeah, they should be eliminated. They need to be punished. They need to be this and that or whatever. But then as soon as little hints came out, they're like, oh no, his mental health. Oh no, he's a Christian man. Oh no, we have to have forgiveness. Like, hold up, wait a minute. The the actions were the actions were the actions. And if you're gonna say one thing, stick to what you said. It's like if it matters to one side, matter it for the other side. Let it balance. Like, see, and that's one thing that's kind of wrong with our Supreme Court and parts of our justice system. It's like when they look at a certain demographic, oh, I'm sending you to prison for the rest of your life. I don't even care. You don't get a second chance, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, if you've been really listening to some of the trials lately, because there's quite a few, especially over the last 5-10 years, when it's a young white man, because I've talked about this in other episodes. I literally have almost 500 episodes, so baby, catch up. But yeah, when it's a young white man, the judge is like, I want to give you a second chance. It's like, I'm going to send you to prison, but it's like, I'm only going to do like a year or two, or I'm only going to do the minimum, because it's like either he just started college, or he was going to maybe go to college, or he's just really rich, so they blame the money, or just so many things. But if it was a black man, No, 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 no. It's like if it was even for shoplifting, yeah, okay. Back in history, yeah, there were some African American men who either they were homeless or hungry or whatever. But there was one guy who shoplifted, I think, like a 50-cent candy bar. Yeah, he was sent to prison for the rest of his life for that candy bar. Yeah, And then there's other black men as well who is like, yeah, you would think like since it was kind of a minor offense. Yeah, it's like okay, probably the minimum. Next thing you know, no life. No, the rest of their life, they're never gonna learn. They're not gonna even. So yeah, America. But okay, back to the free speech or whatever, because people keep saying, or people on the right keep saying that you're taking them out of context. We no, hate is hate. What he said was out of hate. Okay, what he said was, especially, it's like when it comes to dating, I'm just like, I just want someone with, like, I want a nerd with a big heart. And so I don't care what race, what nationality. So I've dated a lot of different, like, guys of different race, nationality, whatever, whatever. But it's just, I've noticed something, especially, like, okay, each demographic has some qualities where I'm just like, ooh, 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 no, be careful, be careful. And another reason why I'm just like, yeah, you know what? I forfeit. I'm never getting married. I'm never getting married because it was like, and they blame me and they say I'm the, like, I'm whatever, but you know what? Whatever, whatever. But it's like a lot of these white men out here who either they're average because they didn't try or they gave up, or their mothers were like, oh no baby, it's not you, it's society. No, it's not you, it's that darn college. Oh no, it's not you, it's her. Oh no, nothing's wrong with you, you're perfect. It's like, because yeah, a lot of these mamas, a lot of these, like, because it's like, and there's issues all around, but especially when it comes to the white mamas and the white sons, we got issues because a lot of them, it's not you, it's the world. It's like they're against you. It's like, I'm not gonna, like, even though, yeah, you did something wrong, but they need to just accept what you said. They just need to accept that maybe you just meant it at, they just interpreted out of context. Yes, what you said was hurtful, hateful, awful, terrible, immature, and despicable, but no, they just took it out of context. They just need to switch the words around and everything like that, or not pay attention to you because it's their fault that they feel hurt. It's their fault that it affected them. Yeah. It's like, I'm not gonna let them blame you, baby. No. My baby's perfect. Yeah, all the time. Yeah, all the times you went to jail. Yeah, yeah, and like you dropped out. Yeah, but that's not your fault. Oh yeah, and just mm. Isn't that right, Mr. Lockakey? Isn't that right, Mr. No Heart? Isn't that right, Scott? Isn't that right, Ben? Isn't that right? Like, yeah, I have a list of them where, it's crazy how it's like dating, like, and that's one reason why I've given up, because they have tried to stop me. Like, okay, be careful of some of these men out here, especially, it's like I try to only date men on the left, but then I even catch men who they, and this is why I say be careful, or keep talking politics. Keep talking politics, because for the men on the right, even a lot of men lie and say they're moderate, but they're even on the right. Because yeah, I made that mistake too. This is why I talk about the moderate and the unpolitical, because a lot of times they're just ashamed to say that they're Republican or MAGA or on the right or whatever, and they think, oh well, if I say I'm on the like if I say I'm in the middle or moderate or whatever, I'll still have a chance with her. Maybe I could sleep with her, blah blah blah, whatever. And so yeah, so be careful of that, because yeah, yeah. It's like, well, I started almost dating, like, yeah, it's like catch up. I've talked about a lot of them. I have more stories to say, but it's just really funny how a lot of these men would go to the go to the extent to lie about their political stance. If that's your political stance, be proud of your political stance. Okay, if you're not proud, maybe do some research, maybe go to therapy and find out why can't I proudly say what my political stance is? Why can't I say it out loud when I'm in public? Because yeah, you need to do that. You need to, a lot of you men, especially on dating apps. Why do I skip that question? Or why do I lie with that question? Or why do I lie and then if I match with a woman on the left, I go and look up things to talk about so that I can fall into that facade. And it's like as long as I can do it for 30 to 90 days, she'll stop talking about politics then, because then she'll believe and think that I am a Democrat. But then I'll start taking over her mind and I'll start like telling her and doing conservative things, but I'll do it really slowly so that she doesn't notice until years later. But by that time, she loves me, or by that time, she's too scared to lose me because she doesn't want to be single again. Yeah, that's what a lot of these conservative men do. So that's why I say be careful. And a lot of these Republican people keep saying, you took him out of context. No, we didn't. And I was like, I know this for a fact because, okay, this is going to be story time about Mr. No Heart. And I have so many examples too, especially with Mr. Lockakey with his no good tail. It's like, because, yeah, the same, man, as like I've said, so many stories. Go watch the breadstick episode. Yeah, the date at Olive Garden where he tricked me and everything like that. And then, yeah, also who his wife had the nerve to call me the N word or whatever because I didn't introduce him to my parents when he was go list. It's like if you're gonna brag to all your friends that that when you meet my parents or come to my parents' house, you're gonna steal, and you want to do it in the winter so you can have the winter jacket for bigger pockets so that you would be able to steal more stuff. But then you're gonna get mad at me for never meeting my parents. Yeah. It's like, but these are the type of men who are going to say, you took them out of context. No, we don't take hate out of context. We know hate is hate. Hate is hate is hate is hate. And that's despicable and awful and terrible, especially when it's online virtually. And now other white men are being like, you know what? It wasn't my fault. Yeah, it's like these black women who bust their tushes off and go to school and they finish school, it's their fault. It's like, yeah, I was lazy. Yeah, I didn't study. Yeah, I didn't put any effort in it. But my mom said I was perfect. She said it's not my fault. It's the black women's fault for trying so hard. It's the black women's fault for going like facing racism, but then keep going anyway. And then if it wasn't affirmative action, I wish affirmative action stopped it to make sure they didn't go to school, because then at least they would be on my level, and that means I would be better than them. That's basically what a lot of us black women hear, because it's like they've done so many studies, even with job placements. And I'm going to do a whole series on this because I know for a fact that it's true. That even HR is like, if they see a black name or a black sounding name, you are so much less likely to get the job or to get to the next level for the job. And do you know how many job interviews I've been like told that, oh, our, no one's going to be able to say your name. Why on earth did your parents give you this name? And or I wouldn't get any calls because of my full name. So then I would have to shorten it because then they would tell me I spelled my name wrong or that it's a ridiculous name or whatever. But they would blame me, but it's just okay, well, does my resume say I can do the job? Don't I have the education? And a lot of times I hear I'm the most like qualified for it, and I've already proven that I'm capable and able and motivated to do the work and to high quality, but you don't want to hire me based off my name. mm, but then you say you're not racist, or you say you're not okay. Yeah, yeah, all right. But okay, now I'm gonna do that little, gonna give some examples, gonna pour some petty tea, because a lot of these, like, it's really annoying and frustrating when you took them out of context. Okay, because with Mr. No Heart, you already know about him, and I'm still, I think he lied to me. Like, I haven't talked to him because, and remember, he still has some of my belongings. And this man, like, see, and I know this man hates me. It's like he had the nerve to say, "You can't say I don't love you." Yes, I can. When I literally could not walk and I'm in pain. And I asked, "Can you please just drop off?" We were still together at this point. We were still together. And I asked him, "Can you drop off my stuff at the house?" And so he never wanted to meet my parents too. It was his choice. And it's really funny, like, a lot of these, like, white men blame me for not meeting my parents when they made the choice, because one said he was going to steal from my parents, and also he could not stay off of the special candy, because that was the deal. You have to stay off of it for 30, well, 3 months to 6 months. So I was like, 'cause at first I said 3 months, and I was like, he can't even do that. But I was like, yeah, I need to make sure he stays off it, because one time he almost made it to 3 months, but then he got right back on. I'm like, no, 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 because if I say 3 months, he's just gonna try to come to my parents' house and then probably try to steal, and then get right back on and say, hey, you only said 3 months or whatever. So yeah, I extended it to six, and that's why he never met my parents. But then he always wanted to blame me and told his now wife it was my fault. And she, like, and a lot of these, it's crazy how a lot of these men, when either broken up with or they break up with women, they turn around and blame the woman when it was their fault for it. But back to Mr. No Heart. Like, I could not walk. I was in so much pain, and I called him and asked him, "Can you please just drop my stuff off? And we can do as usual," because, like I said, he never wants to meet my parents. I invited him over to this house over 20 times, like, for the holidays, like, 4th of July, Thanksgiving, Christmas, birthdays, uh Super Bowls, like, so many different, like, but he's like, "Oh yeah, no, no, I can't. Oh yeah, maybe. No, no, I can't, blah blah blah." It's like, to the point where I was like, whatever, I give up. So I already knew he didn't want to meet my dad or whatever, so I was just like, you know what, whatever. Just drop my stuff off at the front door and drive off. And before, like either some like at some point, just text me, "My stuff's at the door," because that's what he did. It's like only a few times, because he said, "You live too far," but then he always told me, "You need to come to my house, come to my house, come to my," yeah. But yeah, he would only have to do that one time. And it's like, I wanted my, since that was for me and I wanted my stuff, it's like, maybe I would have put $5 for gas to chip in, like, but he has to remember, I gave him, it's like I lent him, but it turned into giving, because at first I'm like, okay, once he gets his act together, he's finally going to start paying me back. And then, like, especially near the end of the relationship, I'm like, okay, he's going to at least start giving me something back, giving me some money back. But no, because he bought, and he's going to pay me back the money I lent him for getting that his vehicle, because his broke down. Yeah, but he didn't. And then the money that he borrowed from me, he was trying to turn around. I tell the whole story. So look that up about the laptop and Christmas and everything like that. But yeah, he decides to use that money on he was gonna use the money he owed me to buy me a present. That's the only year that he was going to attempt to buy me something other than a stuffed animal. Yeah, go watch those. Yeah, it's a two-part. I think it's two or three, but I think it's two-part series or whatever. But anyway, just imagine this guy, because yeah, it's like I begged him, because I was like, because with my with I was born with a temperature disability, so I get cold easily. I was like, I don't want to be in bed all day under the covers or whatever. So I was like, "Can you just bring my blanket, please?" And he was like, "No." He was like, "This is going to encourage you to get better, so you can drive back to my house, and then things are going to get back to normal." Yeah. yeah, this fool, this jerk. And I'm just like, no, but it's like, that's my belongings. I just want, can I please just have my blanket? It's like, you don't have to ring the doorbell. Just drop it off. And he was like, no. It was like, this way I will like, you're going to work harder, and you're going to make sure that you can drive to my house. And it's like, and now you're going to be able to come back to my house once you do the work and stuff. Yeah. And it's like, almost a dozen times did I ask, because yeah, it was like 8 to 12 times. I was like, can you just like, please? And so it's like, and that was one of the times, because I was watching Divorce Court, and it's like, I've been wanting to break up with him, but I was too scared. And see, he's one of the ones where I was too scared. And even at a certain point, I kept hearing different, like, he said he was a Democrat. He said he was on the left when I met him on, yeah, Plenty of Fish or whatever. But like, as the years went on, and especially once meeting his family, and once going to Lake City, oh my gosh, it felt like a sundown town. It felt like a sundown town. It was so scary. But hearing the awful, terrible things his family would say about black people, and how his mom would be like, oh, well, you're not one of them. And, or it's with the whole college thing. Oh, well, I know you didn't get through college all by yourself. I know you didn't finish all by yourself. How did you do it? How did you figure it out? Just because a lot of the members of your family dropped out of college does not mean I did. I finished and I worked hard. Well, you only got into college because you're black. Ooh. And you know what? It's like, over time, part of me is like, I wish I could have just said, even if that was the case, even if that was the case, I finished. Okay, your son who had a scholarship, he got in and he escorted himself out. But you want to blame me because it's like, oh, with your son, oh, it wasn't, yeah, and that's what the thing. She was like, it wasn't his fault. It's like, oh, yeah, the professors were just terrible. Oh, yeah, it's like, it's not his fault. Like, nothing was his fault. It's like, even when he was arrested, it was, but she did this with all her kids. It wasn't their fault. They're amazing. They're this. They're that. And it's just like, all right, but it's like, because there was one specific night where she decided, like, and all of the kids decide, like, and this is how I know they play, like, these jerks, these MAGA jerks. They planned ahead what they were gonna do, because they were trying to get dirt on me or try to figure out what's wrong with me, whatever. Because it was like this really odd story time where each kid would tell me how they got arrested and how mom was when she picked them up. And the kids that weren't there, is like, she would tell me how they got arrested and how she feels and blah blah blah, each one. And I'm just like, this is really odd story time. I was like, I don't care why each one got like, what's going on here? Are you guys gonna try to do a white version of Set It Off? Like, what? I'm confused. What's going on? This is kind of scary. But anyway. So after, they're laughing at the last one, the youngest daughter, or whatever. And then the mom looks right at me and says, okay, now it's your turn. I'm looking around like, what? And so I was like, my siblings and I have never been arrested. Do you know? Oh, she was just like, oh, maybe you didn't hear me. I heard you. I've never been arrested, and my siblings have never been arrested. It's like, as of now, no, we have not been arrested. She was so upset. I mean, and she keeps trying to reword it because she thinks maybe I took her out of context, maybe I didn't understand, or now she's thinking that she took me out of context, and now we're not meeting in the middle of the road because I'm not smart enough to comprehend what she is saying and accusing, because I have not been arrested. Okay, like, and it's like, I have told her when I've been pulled over, And because I've been pulled over because of my college graduation tassel was hanging on a mirror, and that's when the police officer fondled me. Go look up that episode. And then I've been followed from, it was from the mall on the expressway all the way to my house, all the way to the driveway. Even when I like opened up the garage door, he was like, because he blocked me in the driveway, blocked me. And I'm just like, because like once I enter the subdivision, I'm like, okay, so yeah, he's gonna keep going, whatever. He's gonna do what he wants to do. Because like for over 15 minutes, I'm like, why is he still behind me? What am I doing wrong? I'm not speeding. I'm not doing anything, and my heart is pacing, and I'm breathing harder because I'm just like, this is scary. And then he's like, I get into the into the subdivision, and I'm breathing a sigh of relief because I'm like, okay, he's gonna keep going. No, he followed me in. Then he blocked me in. And you know what? It's like, yeah, listen to the episode because I tell the whole story. But like, I will never forget when he said, "You don't look like you live here," and he said it a couple times. Even with my license matching the address that I was at, "You don't look like you live here," was his response. But then, whoa, it's like, because I told all, like, both of these and one other situation, racism situation, to his mom of the police or whatever, and she laughs, ha ha ha. Oh, well, there's like, that maybe just because you're so pretty. Oh, he just had to pull you over. Oh, that's not racism. Maybe you just don't look like you live there. Maybe they're just taking, like, they're being safe. They're telling the truth. It's not racism. But then once I say that I've never been arrested, oh, now she has an issue. Now she has a problem. And even I think it was like that. It was that trip. I think it was the next day or the day after, where some African Americans were like stealing out of a store. What, they broke the window, whatever store they were stealing, and she was looked right at me. She was like, "Well, at least you're not one of them. You know how they are." And even with the oldest brother, like, because they listen to you know who, they did. And it's like, because they would even say his name, they would even have him as a reference during the debates that they would try to like force me into. I had to hide from them after dinner. I would go like, la la la, yep, cleaning the dishes, yeah, I'm helping around in the kitchen, yep, oh, I'm gonna go to the restroom real quick, dive into that guest room. Yeah, I was like, no more, like, no, I'm not gonna face any more stupid, ignorant, racist, awful, terrible people. It's like, these people are MAGA. And the thing, like, and go listen to the episode because I tell why I went. My ex would gaslight me and tell me, "Don't you want to meet my parents? You have to meet my parents. You have to do this. You don't love me if you don't go. You don't care about me if you don't go. You don't this." But then once I couldn't walk, once I was at home in pain and stuff, that's when like the pain helped me. The pain woke me up because I'm like, how come I never said that to him? That if you don't come and visit my parents, that means you don't love me. That means you don't care about me. That means you don't want to respect me. How come I didn't? It's like all of the stuff he said to me to force me to do as he said. I should have done the same things to him because he had never, and like, yeah, never met my mom. Not even at the funeral. He refused to go to her funeral. I cried and begged and pleaded. I begged, and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be the only white person there," and he wouldn't have been. He doesn't like, because I kept saying, "Okay, how come my side of the family? Yeah, it's like my parents went through segregation, desegregation, things like that. So they did have some issue, like, because it's like because of the racism and the hatred, and even like some of the hangings that happened back like in their part of town and everything like that. But they're not. It's like if you went to that funeral, you would have seen like people from all different types of demographics because it's like, but it's like he was like, I'm gonna be the only white. No, you want no, no, no. It's like our family isn't perfect, but no, you're not gonna say that about no, 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 no. So, and I have other examples because yeah, I'm about to yeah, I need to finally tell you the story about how they were trying to quiz me, to prove that I'm not smart enough. Thank you so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human and you're human too.